Yo, what is up, man? It's your boy Damn D, POV, and we are back, man, with another video. We got Gilly the Kid. He was on the Pivot podcast, and he opened up to his son passing. As we all know, his son was killed in Philadelphia about a couple months ago. And one of the hardest things as a parent, I'm sure, is burying your children, because your children are supposed to bury you. But in this unfortunate situation, Gilly had to bury his son. So he's about to open up and about to express himself how he felt during that moment. Shout out to the Pivot podcast. Make sure y'all definitely go watch the full episode on the Pivot podcast YouTube channel. Let's get it.
That was one of the roughest days of my life up until my son passed.
For you, a lot of times you can build callous to certain things. You hear people who grew up in, whether it's Philly, the NO, Miami, who've seen so much loss, who've seen so much negativity that they learn to walk through it. It's not that they learn to heal or they learn to cope. They almost become numb to it.
Right.
In mentioning Dev's passing, there is no amount of adversity. Right. There is no amount of loss. There is no amount of lessons learned that could prepare a father to bury their own child. You have publicly shown us moments of mourning, moments of reflection, moments of celebration.
Absolutely.
When you are taking your quiet moments from that, because the one thing I always pay attention to at funerals is all the people that are around that help who's ever dealing get through it, because I know eventually they all leave.
Right.
When you finally got that moment where it was just reflecting on your child and not seeing his face again, what was that like for you?
It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle every day. And the biggest struggle for me is looking at my kids, knowing they never gonna see their brother again.
You can just see the pain in his eyes, man. You can just see the pain and the sadness in his eyes right now.
The pain in the eyes, that's what really get me the most. You know what I mean? When I gotta look at my wife and she just start crying for no reason. And it's just like, it's something you will never get over. You know what I mean? It's a black hole in my heart forever. And I'm gonna be all the way honest with you, man. The devil was on my shoulders. If I ain't had strong people around me, man, I would have resorted back to old Gilly, man. I'd have wiped the whole fucking city out, man.
Woo! And I believe him too, man. I believe every single word that he says. And it's a shame that this happened in his own city, man. In his own city. And Gilly the Kid does a lot for his community. He give back. He rep Philly every time you see him on the camera. And it's a shame that his hometown took away his son.
I promise you, man, because I got enough money to do it. But it was people like Wallow, it was people like Freeway, it was people that let me know that and understand that I'm here for a bigger purpose, man. And when I sat down and I really thought about it, I said, I don't want to be a fucking mockery to these kids that I tell every day. I try to give them the game, the guidance, attention, motivation, and education every fucking day, just like I tried to give my son every day. They stay out these streets. So now it become more personal to me. It's more personal now. It was personal then, but it's even more personal now because I lost my son. So I know what it feels to lose somebody that's supposed to die, but for you.
Woo, man, I know him just talking about it it's just difficult. I know this got to be a difficult moment for him to even talk about it. And for him to talk about it, to open up like this, man. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate.
And I can sympathize with all these parents out here who lost a fucking child. That's the hardest shit you will ever go through in life. Nothing will ever be as hard as this. Other than losing my wife, now when I pray that I die first. Take me first. Because I don't want to go through this shit again ever in life, man. Ever in life, man. So for me, the mission is to get to these kids, man. And to try to save these kids' lives, man. Because they know I've really been through this shit. What you talking about, youngin? You been shot or I've been shot? You sold drugs, I've been locked up with 90 pounds of weed, youngin. What you talking about out here? Anything you could do, I done did. And I'm telling you, ain't none of that shit cool. Ain't none of that shit got a good ending to it. So that's my purpose, man. And I stay prayed up, man. I stay praying that God keep that fucking devil off my shoulder, man. Because we all human, and we can all make mistakes. We can all do some dumb shit at the drop of a dime. So I just pray that God keep me the person that I've grown into and not the person that I used to be. And that's the realest.
That the entire hip hop community.
Whew, man, oh man. It has to be extremely hard, man. I don't, oof, man, oh man. That's just, man. Like, I know how I felt when I buried my dad, right? But that's what's supposed to happen. Children are supposed to bury their kids, so I can only imagine how it feels to bury your son or your daughter.
You know, they came together to pay their respects. Metro Boomin, E40, Bobby Shmurda, you know, a lot of guys, Lloyd Banks, you mentioned him. But the biggest, he dedicated his Philly show to Cheese. When you see people that, you know, respect and love and admire you, just come together, man, just to pour out themselves and pour out their hearts. You know, how does that make you feel?
I mean, what Drake did was beautiful, man. You know what I mean? It will always hold a special part in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because she didn't have to do that. Right. You know what I mean? I just was in the building just to come see the show. You know what I mean? I don't even know how Drake even knew I was the fuck in there. You know what I mean? So for me, you know, for him to do that, you know what I mean? That's what's up. And especially because Cheese really fucked with Drake. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it was a big thing, and I appreciate all the support. I appreciate the support from the stars, but I appreciate the support from the regular motherfuckers. Right. You know what I mean? Because they the ones who elevated me and Wallow to be in the situation that we in. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the regular people just as much as I appreciate the stars.
I was gonna say, man, like, you talk about almost the emotional arc of losing your son. What was the worst time?
The worst time had to be, well, it's kind of the worst and the best. The worst time had to be when I had to wash his body. You know what I mean?
Wow. Woo! Wow.
That was the worst, but it was also the best because I became a man that day. I thought I was a fucking man, but I wasn't. That day, I became a man. I was a little ass boy up to that point. I thought I was a man because I did man shit, I paid bills, you know what I mean?
Woo! Man. You can just hear the pain in his voice.
I took care of my family. I take care of my sisters. I take care of my dad. I take care of my mom. Kids that's not even my kids because they lost their dad. But that day I became a man. When I washed my son's body, it was a gift and a curse. It was a good thing and a bad thing because it was a very painful thing to see your son laying there cold and stiff. But I know I sent him off right. You know what I mean? Right. And in Islam, that's a big thing, sending them off right. So, and I had some good brothers, man. What camera am I looking at? I want to look into the camera, and I want to thank Freeway from the bottom of my heart. You was there every step of the way with me, brother. Washing my son's body, the hardest shit I ever had to do in my fucking life. I will always love you and respect you, brother, for life. I appreciate that. But yeah, that was the day that I knew it was real.
You know, you talked about the black hole, and
Wow.
nothing can ever replace that. Right? There isn't going to be something else that comes along in your life and you say, this feels like I have Cheese back. Right. That's not how it works. No. But you mentioned that it's personal now for you to teach the young people that's walking the shoes you walked in, how to be something different. Right. How does the light shine, though, Gil? Like, how do you wake up in the morning and be what you became, which was a light for us? Like, every time I click on a post from yours, I expect to laugh. Yeah. You know, because I know that you're gonna bring joy. I know that you and Wallow are gonna do something, or you're talking to your wife, or you're dancing and pouring water on your head at the party. Like, I'm waiting for those moments. Right. You have become something where you provide people who admire you with the light, who might be going through something. But when you're going through it like that, how did you find your light, bro, to be able to continue doing what you've earned the expectations of?
Man, you gotta be strong, man. You know, going through all the shit that I've went through in my life, bro, that shit make you forward tough, man. That shit really make you forward tough. So, you know, what's done is done. And like you said, Cheese not coming back. That's the one thing that's a fact. So, for me to wake up every day and allow my family to see me in an emotional state where I'm not strong, that's not strong. You know what I mean? I'm only really weak around my woman and my friends. You know what I mean? Other than that, I gotta stay strong for my kids, man, because they lost a brother who they probably was a lot closer to than I was as a father to son. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if y'all three is brothers and all y'all's 1 year apart,
I'm gonna go to him to ask him, hey, what you think I should do about this?
Yo, man, what you think about this girl? Yep. Man, yo, like, you're not coming to pop because you got two peers right around you that's y'all the same age. Y'all wrestle together, y'all throw the boxing gloves on, y'all box together at the crib, y'all go see girls, she got a girlfriend. You feel what I'm saying? So they had a relationship with him that was even more closer to me. Then my one son was his rap partner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I gotta be strong for them.
Yeah.
I gotta be strong for my wife. I gotta be strong, you know, and I have my moments every day. There ain't been a day that went by where I haven't had a moment, because the reality of it is, for some reason, every morning that I wake up, that's the first thing on my mind. Like I know it's real, but it's like, so I wake up, it's like, geez, like I almost want to make myself believe it's a dream.
All right, man. To see the rest of the interview, definitely go watch the Pivot podcast. I just want to make my reaction right there and leave it right there, man. Amazing interview. Powerful interview. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate situation. So prayers out to Gilly and his family. It's just a sad moment, man. It's just sad reality what we do to each other as a community, man. We don't know. Well, I don't know what's the reasoning of what happened that night, but it doesn't even matter. What's done is done, and it's unfortunate that Gilly and other parents out there have to, you know, suffer this due to gun violence, you know. Other than that, man, it's your boy, Damn D. Make sure y'all leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel, man.